What's up, folks? All right, we just getting everybody together. We about to start this off. About to go live. All right, all right. Turn the phone off. Yo, what up, Mo? Come on, I see you. All right, I got to invite. It's 8 o'clock. I got to invite him in. Forgot which name he goes under. Ha, that's funny. All right, Coach Eddie in the building. Not Coach Eddie, not tonight. Mo, hit him up and let him know that we live. Come on. Yep, hit Bunk up. There's about a minute and change behind schedule. That's okay. We'll spend that right time with him, get the right info from him. Next time I gotta have my music playing. There you go. All right, everybody.
What up, man?
Yo, what's up, family? How are you?
I'm good, man. How you doing, man?
I am good. I'm good. I was over here, had a little dead space for a second. I got nervous. I said, I know I text you. I know we on the same page for
Yeah,
eight
I
o'clock.
don't, I don't normally do this Instagram thing. I don't know how to. This is new for me,
Yeah,
so
but
this
that's
is my
okay. You
first
know what?
time. So,
You're in it now. You're in it just like everybody
there
else.
you go. I'm here now. There you go. What-
It's all virtual now. I mean, you went away, you got your training and everything to start training people, and now it's like you can't
um,
even physically get with people right now.
yeah. I mean, I still train now. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I, we train in the open space and on footwork mat.
Uh
So
huh.
I still train. I just don't advertise it. I mean, it'd be stupid to advertise it right now. But
Of
I
course,
still
that don't
train.
make sense. Right, 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 right.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, but I still
All right, so
operate.
let's do this. Let's start this off right. Bunk, welcome to New York Cup IG Live. How are you doing, man? How's everything?
I'm good. I'm good. How you doing, man?
We're blessed. We're blessed. With this whole pandemic going on, it kind of shut everything down. How are you surviving? You and your family. Let's forget sports and stuff. How are you and your family surviving right now? How's that?
Actually, well, man. Actually, well. I mean, where I work, they gave us time off, though. I haven't been to work since like March, so
Okay.
that's good. And as far as everything is fine, man.
Not driving the
Staying out
family
of,
crazy? They're not driving you crazy?
Actually, not yet, man. Not yet. Not yet, man. I do hear
Not yet.
stories, but not
It's
yet, though.
borderline though. We close, right?
Yeah, we're close. We're close, man. You see, I'm
All right.
outside doing this interview, right? I'm
Yeah,
outside.
exactly. See, I'm in my basement, so I'm like, yeah, let's stay away from
Yeah,
everybody for a
exactly.
moment. All right, let's do this. I mean, I've known you for years, and a lot of folks that's probably listening do know you. But the ones who's just coming on brand new, who's Bunk? Explain who you are and what you've done, and where you've come from to get where you are right now.
Well, I think everybody knows me from the Hoopers. All right, so
Okay.
I was at the Hoopers for years, and while I was at the Hoopers, I started to get into impossible training.
Okay.
Impossible training actually changed my whole view about basketball. I learned how to, basically take kids that were underdeveloped and developed them. That helped the hoopers out. The hoopers got better. I got better, and I've been doing this type of training for the last 10 years, longer
Okay.
actually. So like I said, most people know me from the AAU circuit. I'm moving away from that because a couple of reasons. I don't like AAU. I think AAU sucks, and I think training is going to be the future of basketball.
Well, it's funny. I'm glad you said that. That's one thing we're going to get on, into your training part. But you just said AAU sucks. Give me your reason why. I'm still in it, but I still
Uh-huh.
have my opinions about it. And I know a lot of coaches around me have, certain opinions, and certain schools have opinions about it where they really don't even want to be involved in anything AAU, even though it doesn't have anything to do with them directly. Give me your reason why you feel that.
I have so many reasons, but I've seen the change of it in AAU.
Uh huh.
It's about the sneaker company. It's about money. It's not about the kids anymore. That's the main reason I don't want to be in it anymore.
Okay.
Um, it's it's
But
too
that's if
many
you
games.
as a coach though. That's if you as a coach or a director of the program allow that to be,
Um,
I
um,
guess, taken over.
so let's talk about the New York area because that's where we're
Okay.
from. The New York
Okay.
area is about games. It's about going to the roads. It's about going, on the road. It's about just
Right.
that sort of. It's not about training. And and so I hear people, listen to these lives and everything, and I hear people say, "Where the girls at? Where the kids at?" And I deal with girls and boys, but I hear a lot of people talk about where the girls at. The
Right.
girls didn't go. Now we didn't lose number of kids. Kids didn't get disappear.
All
We
right.
just we just don't know how to train kids. You got to remember we can't do everything how we did in the '70s. So a lot of people are in the gym doing the same drills that their coach taught them. But when you look overseas and you look in academies, you look everywhere else, they got
Right.
a new type of training. So I personally think New York is just being left behind, and we're still following the same old patterns. So that's what burns me up about AAU. It's not so much that I hate the sport. I mean, I had fun in AAU. I had a lot of great kids, I had a lot of great times, but it's not the same anymore. It's about the sneaker company and the money now.
Well, okay, good point. Now, with the fact that you have so many players, so many teams out there who, for lack of a better word, the money grab. They're out there and they use the AAU format to get that money. At the same time, if the coach doesn't have on his staff someone like you as a
Mm-hmm.
trainer, a conditioner, someone to
Mm-hmm.
really sit down and take that kid. We know that kid could shoot 30 a game, but he's winded or she's winded at halftime and
So
can't finish a game.
first, let me explain. There's six pillars of making a basketball player. So we
Go
got
ahead.
coaching, we got gameplay, and that's what we used to. Me and you grew up. We grew up with just going to the park playing, and then we
Right.
may get on a CUI team or a Gaucho team, and we may sit there and play. So we were used to those two pillars of basketball. Then
Right.
came in a few, maybe 10 or 20 years ago, came in conditioning and athletic performance. Athletic performance is what we call the Vertimax, how to make people run, jump fast, and
Gotcha.
conditioning.
Right.
So we don't do that in New York at all. I don't know anybody that really gets down and strength train and athletics perform with their kids. Then we got the part that where I jumped in. We got the skill development and the skill enhancement and game enhancement. And the two difference with that is that you see like DJ Sackman do work on pick and rolls and everything. That's the game
Uh-huh.
aspect of. I work on body position. I work on you can pick a LeBron picture. We got to get your body to look like the greatest. We got to get you to do that. We got to get you your skill. You know how we used to rub our stomach and pat our heads?
True,
That's
true,
called
true.
coupling. Yeah, that's called coupling. And everybody wants to sit there and say, I mean, I listen to these lives. And kids don't have left hands. Kids don't have right hands. It's not that. Kids are coupled, meaning that whatever they do with their left, they do with their right. You have to decouple kids' arms, their hands. You have to separate their two sides of their bodies. And the problem with it is if you go to Texas, if you go down to the DMV, if you go
Right.
to Michigan, I go train at, that's what they're teaching kids. And
Really.
and so we're still saying that kids don't got left hands. I'm like, you're lost, dude. You're so way behind. Like I said, so those are the six pillars of basketball. So if we're not doing that
Mm-hmm.
and everyone else is doing that, don't we have a problem?
Oh, it's a major problem because it's a lot of times. Remember, I'm still in middle school, and Joe Fenelon said, "What's up to us?" Um,
Joe?
it's. I'm in middle school, seventh and eighth grade, and I'm in high school. And you're
Uh-huh.
right. It does come down to I can't teach the seventh and eighth graders the same thing I do with the high school girls.
Yes.
Because it's seventh and eighth grade. they're just coming into knowing what their left hand layup, two steps, knowing what their right hand. They're just coming into that. High school, you got to already know all that.
Yeah.
So I'm at
Yeah.
another level of teaching them. I'm not teaching those baby steps no more. You should know that already.
Yes.
And in my head, my 7th and 8th grade, I feel you should already know that as well. You know what I mean? So it's hard. And like Coach Mo just said, not all coaches are trainers, and vice versa to a point. Not all trainers are coaches. Yeah, Mo, I see you. It's hard because as a coach, I can't fix my brain into training you because I'm trying to coach you. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I got to have somebody on the staff to help me do that part.
And it's so funny. So Mo for years has been saying, all New York should get together. They should get together. And the first part of getting together is I don't want to coach AAU. So if an organization said, just come in, I need you to work with my kids, you don't have to worry about me taking kids. That's not my world no more. I don't like AAU. I would just sit there.
You removed yourself from it.
I removed myself. First of all, I mean, people think there's money in it. There's no money in it. And you're direct. You should know there's no real money. People think there's money in it, but you help more kids than really kids. A lot of kids don't pay, and you trying to help kids and everything. So for the last 2 years, I've been like kind of on my own. I lost money doing it. So you don't make money. You make money in training. I actually make money in training. So I just feel like if Mo's line was always, we should all get together. AAU teams get together. They don't trust me enough to go on anybody's staff because they think I'm gonna take their kid. And it's a I always had this line: the trainer is closer to the kids, because as a coach, you coach the kids, but a trainer, like I said, I'm like a teacher. I'm like there all the time. So I think it's intimidating sometimes to some of the coaches. It's like, okay, I do have a skill set. And I think it bothers coaches. So I don't think New York will ever get together with skill trainers and coaches, or coaches and coaches. I think it's always going to be this way because there's a lot of egos and inferior coaches, and they don't feel comfortable with having somebody with a different skill set on their squad.
Well, the thing about it, you just said, not only that they're inferior, it's just the fact that they're insecure. I think that's more of a better word, because it's like, okay, I put this team together and I bring this guy in. He might know a little bit more than me. I got to watch him. Don't let him get too close to the kid. Because like you said, as a trainer is more one-on-one with the player. A coach, he's worried about the whole team. Yes, he's worried about that kid too, because he or she may be the star player or the second or third player, but he's worried about more so the team. But I got to worry about you. Oh my God, he's going to take my player and go somewhere else, and I'm out. You got to have that trust.
You do, and you got to remember, like with a lot of AAU, and that's another thing I like about AAU. After 11th grade, 12th grade, you finish your last AAU tournament, you don't deal with the kid that much anymore. Like I said, Tisha Hyman just had the surgery, but when I was just training 2 weeks ago, she was in the park with me. You know what I'm saying? So you could be in the 4th year high school, 4th year college. You could be 1 year overseas. You're still going to call me. And so it's a deeper bond, and it does bother people. And I'm like, I'm not there to take your kid. I mean, and I don't see why we can't, like, tell me what you want to run. Okay, I can sit there and game enhance that, and then I also skill enhance. So they should be ready to do what you got to do. We could work hand in hand. But I personally think New York is terrified of anybody with a skill set.
Well, it's funny because Mo just said also, and I was going to say this, it's like the fact that we don't. I have 3 kids. I have born 3 kids. That's what I have. But as a team, and as the 8 teams in the Bronx Storm, they're all my kids, but they're my players. They're not my children. If they wake up one morning and find out that that team over there can offer them something a little bit better, you know what? I might lose that kid. Now, every once in a while, you have a couple loyal kids who like, no, I'm staying with Coach Spence, or I'm staying with Coach Bunk, or I'm staying with Coach Kamal, whatever. Okay, great. Thank you. Now, how can I make you better? Now, let me get all the tools that you need as a player. So I'm going to go get Bunk. I'm going to go make sure you take care of the training part. I might go get a Kamal. I need all video and all imagery done on this kid right now. So now I'm putting a whole package together for this kid. That kid will be most loyal to me because I put everything together. I had a whole package for him or her, and they're ready to go.
And think about an organization. Like I said, to me, I always say this line that, if you give, you get more back. So the more, like, if we had skill enhancement, game enhancement, you coaching, someone doing strength conditioning, more kids will want to come to this program. So the fact that you're sharing some time, I'm sharing some time with you, you will make you feel uncomfortable. In the long run, you will grow
Right.
that way. And
Right.
people don't
Right.
see it that way. They see it as I'm a take from you. And I'm like, and not everybody. There's an organization that asked me out to lunch and said like we want to do something in the future. You know, they're thinking forward. They're thinking forward, and you know I'm good with that. But on
Right.
the whole, I can't walk in a New York City gym and people don't clutch their kid.
But it's funny. It's like one, it makes you feel good. Like damn, I'm that big of a threat, and you don't even realize I don't want any of these kids. I'm
I don't
not
want
putting
your kid.
anything together.
Mm-mm.
But they're not seeing that, and I guess maybe this forum right now, maybe it kind of opens you up to a point where it's like, oh, maybe he really doesn't want anybody. Who knows?
I mean, don't get me wrong. I started the game off AAU coaching. I mean, I
Well, I
love the
know,
girls.
yeah,
I love it. But I actually like boys too, you know. So I'm out
right,
there with the boys, the girls. My new thing, like I told one of my partners, Peter, you know Peter and Kamal, I sit there and tell him like, yo, if you could train a 5-year-old, that will, our skill set will increase so much. And Peter has a
right,
5-year-old I'm telling you that if I bring him in the gym with like maybe a ninth grader, he will murder them in training, not playing, because of course his body is you can't play against the
right, right,
person.
right,
But I'm saying in skill set and you got to remember with my skill enhancement training, it's a lot of terminology. So it's kids can remember the terminology. We don't think they can, but I can sit down in the chair and train by just telling you, this is a language.
right.
So I could, and so that's another thing. So these kids are learning, just like you learn Spanish or French, I could teach you another language here. And again,
Okay.
it's nothing to do with the coach. Like me and the coach could be on the same team. We'll be not doing the same thing. And coaches are just uncomfortable with it.
Now let me ask you. I know you went out and you went away. You did your training. How long was your, I guess, pilgrimage to go to learn your training to be a master trainer? Let's explain that for a
I,
little bit.
I stayed with Micah for 30 days. And
30
if
days.
this didn't
Okay.
happen, yeah, this didn't happen again, I would probably stay another a week. And I'm going to always go out there for a week because that
Okay.
is, I mean, you're back in the days of the karate movies on Saturday. That's the
Right.
Shaolin Temple, man. When you go
Nice.
there, it's like 4 or 5 trainers there, and they put you through it. So I'm
Good.
sitting there going like, I'll give you an example. I always tell my partners like like how you feel about it. It's like a crazy feeling. So you
Mm-hmm.
there and you walk in and and everything like that, and then you get your time, and then he's like, yo, so we're gonna have class, you're gonna have to do our class. Your class is to train this kid in front of me and the 5 other trainers. Now that is very intimidating to train in front of Micah. And that's intimidating training the other best trainers in the world. And and that right there is that like that Shaolin Temple and you're a monk, you go in there and they kick your butt all day long.
Right.
That's what
Right.
he did. You know what I'm saying? Put a camera on you and sit there and go, now explain some terminology to me. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm going to give you a kid that's terribly just not good. Now I want you to train him. And it was just a beat up every day. And it's terminology and it's other skills and it's the methods and you see the grip cones. It's a lot of things. But when you leave there, I mean, the guys there, you become like one big family. And
Right.
I kind of miss that family that I'm sitting there going, that's what I'm saying. Like, if there was an open up, the mission was open up today or tomorrow, I'm driving out there for a week. And I
Nice.
tell anybody, like, you need to visit the Shaolin Temple. And
Mm.
I got to the point where, like, my daughter just graduated a master's, and I'm trying to push her to go get a PhD. But
Yeah.
I'm also sitting there going, I learned so much from here, and the science of coaching. I'm thinking about going to get my PhD in coaching and bring this basketball stuff into it because it's not just you don't know how much work this is, how much studying this is. Me and Peter could get on the phone for hours and sit there and what's this term? What's this move called? How do you learn? It's a science to it, and it's so deep that it's hard for me to sit there and watch New York try to work around it.
Right.
European players, and I know I'm talking a lot, but I'm sitting there going,
No,
you got to
talk.
think about
That's
how
what we're doing. It.
the European players have stepped up. So I watched the girls U19
Right.
USA game against Australia. When you
Right.
look on that, first of all, America should have lost. They always this is last second thing they won. America should have lost. There's no way that a bunch of Australian girls should beat American teams, but they're taking this. I was supposed to actually go to China. Mike was sending me to China. We're sending trainers all over the country to teach this, but our own hometown, like Micah doesn't even have a lot of Michigan kids there. He got people coming from all over the globe, people coming from all over the state, but the local people don't even know who he was. I got in an Uber every day and I asked them, I said, you know what building this is? And they're like, no. I said, this is the greatest basketball trainer in the world. They're like, we don't know what this is. And that's how I feel here. It's like, yo, I'm like, I came back and I'm sitting there going, yo, Vic, you want to learn something? Yo, you want to learn something? You want to learn something? People are like, nah, I'm good. And that's like, what? It's like a weird situation. It's like, but the
Because it's
people,
brand new.
it is
It's
brand
brand
new, but
new.
you're gonna let overseas players, you're gonna let even, and there's another joke I got. It's like when we was growing up, NBA kids' sons and sucked. Now every
Right.
NBA kid is better. Why? Because of training. This
Yeah.
is why they know the secret. They know the secret. They're going in the gym with this guy secretly in the gym and training. Meanwhile, the local people who I train for free a lot. I said that you want to train, the kid be like, nah, I'm busy. You busy? I'm giving you like, okay. And I just that's the turnoff of this, man.
So now let me ask you: you see this talented kid? This kid is like top two in the area.
Mm-hmm.
Have you gone to that kid, boy or girl? Have you gone to that kid and say, let's train, let's get better, and then they
I just
kind of shove you away?
no. Actually, the better kids, like, I mean, I don't say names of kids, but
Right, 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 right.
the best boy in the area, I didn't know the kid, and I started training with him like 2 weeks ago, and he could have said, "Nah, I'm good," but he keeps coming. You know what I'm saying? So I
Okay.
mean, and that's just the best boy in the area. You figure out the name, and it's
So
like, so yeah.
and no, and so in his head, he's like, okay, I'm at this level now. I want to go to another level, and this guy right here is going to teach me a few things to take me to that next level. He's already accepted that.
Well, I mean, you got to remember that. So what I learned in the Shaolin Temple is to make you look like trash. So
Mm-hmm.
if I can take a kid who's number one in the area, who's going to go to
Right,
the pros,
right.
just, I mean, throw the ball and be like, I can't do this. Of course, he's going to come back, and that's the goal of it. So I don't want to. I mean, we take kids into the gym and we sit there and do layups and then jump shots, and you just bore the hell out of the kid. So
Right.
every time I come to the gym, I'm saying, and me and Peter and Kamal, we sit there and be like, I'm going to make this kid look like trash. I'm going to destroy this kid. And
Right.
I'm going to destroy him because he's going to come back next week and be like, yo, I got that move. And then let's do another skill set. And then he's going to sit there and I'll make you like trash. He's going to go home and practice and I got that. I got
Gotcha.
600 of them. So if I teach you
Nice.
two every week, we'll never do the same thing over and over. The only person I can say do the same thing over is a girl named Rachel and Tisha, is
Mm-hmm.
because they just all the time.
Gotcha.
So I'm teaching somebody new, Rachel has to do it, or Tisha has to do it. But other than
Gotcha.
that, most of the time, I'm never doing the same thing again.
Okay. Okay. So now, with that being said, I know you did the coaching. Would you? I know you said you turned off from AAU, but would you go into coaching? Forget AAU, a high school, a
It's
college.
funny. It's funny you said that because I do, and I do it to Kamal a lot. I sit there and go, yo, I hate coaching. I'm done with coaching. And he goes, kids learn because you got that game enhancement. Kids learn a lot from your coaching, and he's right. So if you remember, I mean, I know, say it nicely. The Hoopers didn't get the best kid. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying? But what we did is we took what we had, we turned it. So I
gotcha.
do coaching, and I like getting the kids who, hey, I left this organization, they wasn't playing me. This wasn't playing me. This wasn't playing. All right, let's get in the gym. And when they see you on the road, they're gonna sit there and go, that's the same kid. So I like that. So yeah, I still want to coach,
Right.
but I guess I got turned, and I'll be totally honest with you. I got turned off the coaches. The
Okay,
coaches, how,
that's
yeah.
understandable.
So I don't want to be in the same category. That's not just you. And you're a good guy. I like you. I like Mo.
Right.
But there's a lot of coaches, I just be like, yo, you're trash to me. I don't even want to be in the same category as you.
That's
And
understandable.
I don't have to be an arrogant dude, but it's like me and you we don't belong in the same even group. And that's why I guess I hate coaching.
So now, if an opportunity popped up, a high school spot, a college spot, an assistant somewhere, because no one's gonna give you a head coach spot just yet, because you got to be up under somebody. You know how the politics go. But if someone would offer that to you, are you, against it, or you say, okay, let me see it?
I'm gonna be honest. I don't know because you sound like Kamal right now. He goes, yo, let's go for a
Really?
college job. And yeah, he always says, let's go for a college job. The college
Right,
job, I got 12 kids. That's it. When I train, I got 100 kids. So I can reach out. If I'm sitting there saying I have so much to give, me
right.
coaching 12 kids, it's actually holding me back because
Okay.
I want to train trainers now. So if there's like a 19-year-old kid, like to me, like my girl Rachel, she
Mm-hmm.
knows it. We know it. Rachel is going to be the best trainer in this area as a girl in the next couple of years. She already trains kids already. She understands the terminology. She does. So you got to remember, we're all trying to make basketball players. I'm not. I'm trying to make people that love the game. And if you love the
Yes.
game, that you may officiate the game, you may train the game, you may coach the game, you may be a statistician, you may be in all parts of this game. So if you
Right.
understand and love the game, if I can make you understand and love this game as a science, you're going to do so much for this game. And those who just want to coach 12 girls and hope to get two in college, I'm good. I'm good.
It's
So
funny because
yeah.
someone had asked me about when I for Bronx Storm when we're on the road and my son is not playing on his particular team, he's doing my stats for me. So
Hmm.
some of the people's like, how does he learn how to do? Because I have a full stat sheet, like
Yeah.
everything, turnover, everything, and he catches all with no problem. They said, how do you
Hmm.
learn to do that? I said, because I put him in that position, gave him the stat sheet, said, learn this. We're going to do this every game, so you know how to do. So if someone comes over and like, what's that? Just follow the game. You have to follow the game, and that's one thing I made him do is follow the game instead of paying attention or playing on the phone or talking to the friend or looking at the door when someone walks in the door. Like, no, you're paying attention to the game. And
Yes.
I'm glad you said it because not everybody could be a baller. There's like
No.
10, 12, 15 different jobs around that basketball game.
Think about it. You've been in the rap game, and you know that
Yep.
more people of our color gets paid off the rap. And it's for me, it's becoming that in basketball. It's like more people, are getting paid off of basketball. So,
Yeah.
you could go to college and be a manager. They may not find you a scholarship, but they find money for the manager. They find something
Yep.
for the manager. And that's not a bad thing.
Not at
So,
all.
and, the NBA, I look on the NBA website all the time. They always have jobs up there for video coordinator and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
there's jobs in this game. I was too, again, when I grew up, we kind of grew up in the same era. I never thought about that. If I told my mother I wanted to be a basketball coach trainer, she was like, get the hell out of here. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So,
Right.
but now I'm going to tell kids like, yo, like you really you love the game like that? Stay in the game. You don't have to play the
True.
game.
That's true. Well, my daughter right now, she had tore ACL last
Hmm.
year. So she had a surgery in November. So now she's going through the whole rehab and
Hmm.
training and everything now, getting a leg back.
Hmm.
And in her mind, I told her, don't have to play ball again.
Hmm.
It's not that important. You could stay, you be on the side, you could report it. You could be a trainer, you could be an assistant coach, you could be a coach. Because she coaches
Hmm.
my 15 boys for Barnstorm now. So I'm like, you could
Hmm.
be a coach. You don't have to get back on the court and be a player. But here's one thing that you have a leg up on them. You actually play the game. So
Yeah.
people actually would listen to you a little bit better because you know what you're talking about.
Yep.
So that's why your resume looks a little bit better than someone just coming out of college, graduating, and I want to be a sports reporter or a sports trainer, something like that. You've actually done this stuff, and you've torn
100%.
something and torn a couple things, so you know how it is.
Yep. 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 That's just, like I
Well,
said, I just think we're short-minded in New York. Everybody's trying to sit there and find the next star and next everything. It's just, it's girls basketball, man. And we try to grow the game, and we're trying to grow the game not just to play the game. We're trying to grow the game for girls that love the game. Because you got to
right.
think about it. If my daughter loves the game, she goes and have a boy, a girl, another boy. You think those kids may now want to be in the game because their mama loved the game? So we're so short-minded. We just think of that kid, but the future is they will teach their kids, yo, this is what I want. Like this is how the game is supposed to be played, and the
True.
game would be better. But I don't know. It's just you see, I'm not the greatest New York basketball culture guy. I
No, that's
just
all,
think that.
but that's all right though. That's all right because what happens is you still look at the fact that you see the good and the bad with it. Like my next question to you is what is the most wrong thing with girls basketball today? I know we've been talking about training and conditioning and stuff like that, but what else do you see?
We don't get them to love the game. And me and I just got the phone with my partner Peter, and he was just like, "Yo, if you came to work late, and I said,
Right.
yo, Spence, I'm running 17, and you're like, all right, my mom's made me late, but okay, and then you come to something else happens, running 17. That doesn't teach loving the game, dude. That may teach some discipline, but that teaches like I don't love the game, and I think too many coaches are just not making kids love the game. And when I say
Okay.
love the game, if you have a dog and you let him run wild, you think he's happy? No, he wants to be trained. He wants to understand, learn, and learn. And I'm just like, we didn't get away from the learning. I don't think New York ever had learning. Now, I just
Okay.
watched the Stephon Marbury movie. Stephon was the man because he had three other brothers in front of him, and I see how he became the man and everything like that. But you got to remember, there was no teachers really. He learned that from his brothers. It wasn't like he went to a master trainer or he went to this guy, he went to this guy.
Right. Right.
We were
Right.
on our
Those
own
were
growing
his
up.
master trainers. His brothers were his
Yeah, that
master
was
trainers.
yeah, exactly. So
And the
when we was
street.
growing up, we were on our own. We would,
Right.
I'm gonna go downtown and play. I'm gonna go this and play. So now just how we move our kids in better neighborhoods and send them to better schools. Why are we making them learn the game like we learn the game? Like,
True.
come on, man. I mean, we got to advance just a little bit more, man.
Because when we grew up, you're right. I was telling my kids, it's like when we grew up, I went to the park 8 o'clock, 8:30 in the morning. As long as we kept winning, we stayed on the court.
Hmm.
Once you came off, there's like five other dudes with nets. And
Yeah.
each of those five got their five. So you just wasn't getting
Hmm.
back on the court.
Hmm.
See, like most comment, he said he don't think we could teach someone to love the game.
I disagree because I had too many girls that came from other places that said, I don't know, I don't think about stop playing. But I mean, again, loving the game has nothing to do with um their ability. Loving the
Right.
game is I had a girl when I was at Woodlands named Maddie. And this girl, like literally, if Kamal was here now, he'd tell you, I was like, yo, come on, take her to the corner because she was terrible. This kid is to me, it's with me today. She's another person that may be a trainer. And it's like she likes learning. People forget kids like learning. So when
Right.
you teach them terminology, you also teach them skills and you also teach them how to teach and you also teach them, and you just keep teaching. They keep coming back. Because again, if you challenge a kid, you can't do this. They will come back and so many kids run back to me and go, Coach, I can do this. And if you keep doing that, they love it. You don't fall in love with military discipline. No, that girl would have quit because she's not good. But today, like this is another kid, like I said, she could be a manager on a team, get a few dollars
Right.
out of school, never touched a rock, but she loves being around the game. Like this
So
girl
so
knows
so
she's not going to play
she's
all
actually
day.
having fun. She's
Yeah,
enjoying
you're
it.
having fun with it. Yeah, but you can have fun and learn at the same time. Like
Right.
our New York school system is effed up too, and we sit there and go, why our kids ain't learning? Because they're not having fun, dude. They're
It's
not
true.
enjoying. If I can't, Mo, if I can't make a kid enjoy basketball, you can't make a kid enjoy school. So that kid is doomed for life. So a third grader don't like school. We just sit there and just save a spot for him in jail.
Okay. Good point. Good point. So now, how do you to go on Mo's comment? How do you make the kid enjoy the game again? I mean, and at the same time, what I've been doing, I've been trying to remind the kids this is a game. At
Hmm.
certain levels, it turns into a business, but this still is a game, and games are supposed to be enjoyed and have fun. You're supposed to enjoy your teammates, enjoy what your coach is teaching you, enjoy the fans in the audience cheering you on. You're supposed to enjoy it. So how do
It's
you teach
weird.
them that?
It's weird. It's weird because I keep going back to the education part. Like, because there's nothing. I don't do nothing special. And
Okay,
like I said, kids come back and come back. But what I do is we're not going to do what your coach does. So Spence is the coach. We're not going to do what he does. So we're not. Me and Spence going to communicate, but I'm never going to do what he does. So when Spencer goes to the gym, he's going to do what he does. When we go in the gym, we're going to do what we do. Okay. So now when you do that, you sit there and you're teaching a skill set. You're teaching how to love the game. You're teaching something else. And then when they go with you, Spence, you have your way to make them love the game. And then let's
right.
say Mo was doing something. Mo has this way to love the game. And then after a while, one of those kids, those girls, gonna be like, "Yo, I like him." So it's not just me. I could just do it, but it's a lot of trainers, a lot of coaches. Like you. How do you make your kid? You got girls. I got girls. That's how I got into the girls' game. How do you make your kids do anything?
Sit and talk. Really have
Talk.
a
That's
conversation.
all
You
it
got to
is.
talk to them.
They're not objects. They're not get on the court and play or this and that. You'll get out of here. I'm curse you out. They're not those. We're talking about women. I've seen
Right.
coaches sit there and just straight curse out girls. I'm sitting there going, so hold up, time out. This. And so you wouldn't want to do dating your daughter, cursing them out like that. But I have a man coaching my daughter, cursing them out like that. I'm sitting there going, it
Right.
doesn't make sense, dude. And
Yeah.
and if your daughter was to fall in love with the girl that's cursing them out like that, there's something wrong with it then, right?
That's a
And
big
that's
problem.
yeah, and that's what we want. I want a coach to sit there and kick my daughter's ass, and then I want you to like it. And then when they meet a boyfriend, if he says shut the F up, it's okay. I mean, come on, man. I
Yeah.
mean,
Now,
it's
now you
just
want to go out there and fight and
it's
beat the kid up.
outrageous.
Right.
Come on.
So now, with the trainers that you learned from, and the one that you're trying to teach right now, do you see yourself opening up, for lack of a better word, a franchise to a point to have trainers in different programs or just throughout the cities or whatever? Whereas you're kind of being a master trainer over here.
Everything you just said to us is yes. You will see a training center in the next
Okay.
couple of weeks, you know. So yes, it's I will be opening a training center.
Good.
And all the training center is, and I explained to you just like I got explained to Peter and all, and yo, you gotta remember there was a point in time that the post office was delivering mail in the dark, and they were crashing planes like crazy. And then they
Right.
came out with something called a flight simulator, and a flight simulator had you learn in a safe, defined area that you could crash all you want, but you're gonna get better. So that's what I'm making. I'm making a flight simulator for kids. We're gonna go in
Nice.
there, and I'm gonna
Nice.
destroy you and then you're going to sit there and be able to fly in the dark. And we're going to do that for every skill that we have. And you can go out and play with everybody you want. I'm not in that world right there. And any trainer, like there's a dude, it could be another competitive dude. It could be a person like, yo, I'm a trainer on this side of town. If you're a trainer on this side of town, come sit in the gym with me. I tell anybody, like, yo, come in the gym. Come in the gym. I mean, you know me and Kamal's gym. I can Spencer, come through. I just tell
Right. Right.
people to
Right.
come through.
So
I don't
now,
have a problem with coming through because, like I said, I'm on 1 minute. I seen when I'm being with Micah, like it's a crew. So we in
right.
the gym, there's a crew. So if you're working out and I'm looking over your shoulder and I say, Spence, let me add this too. And like I said, you was in the rap game. You know when I'm in the cipher and we going, I'm like, Spence, let me jump in. Yo, let me jump in. So
Right.
it's a cipher. So like that's what training should be about. Training
True.
should invite
True.
you to their gym. Like, yo, come through. Let me jump on that. You know what I'm saying? Let
And,
me jump. It
and
should
it's
be
funny. Mo just asked about are there standards for trainers? Like we know there's standards for coaches, and we know the steps that they got to go through. Pedophiles, make sure that they're not anything negative against our kids. Because obviously we put a precious package in their hand. Same thing with trainers. Are there standards on that level as well?
It's not standards like you gotta take a background test or nothing like that.
Okay.
And the problem with training is anybody can wake up today, get themselves a couple of cones, and say they're trained. Now, when you sit there and say there's a standard for the group that I'm a part of, yeah,
Uh-huh.
you got to remember, like behind the door, behind everybody, that these
Yeah.
trainers are starting something called the WBA, the World Basketball Association, and what they're
Okay.
trying to do is come up with a standard language. They're trying to
Mm-hmm.
come up with standard way of teaching kids, and they're trying to bring the college coaches involved in it. When that happens, AAU and the regular coaches are dead because now
Mm-hmm.
you're so behind the eight ball. Now, you're in bed. You're in a situation that you're in with the coaches.
Right.
There's a standard. You have to learn. You have now they're going. And, when you say you have to learn, like, and you be a personal trainer, you have to pay somebody now, right? So
Right.
it's
Right.
going to eventually turn into those standards that Mo's talking about. But skill enhancement training, game training, that's a 10-year-old thing. It's still new. It's
Mm.
still a new thing. And that's why I said I want to take this at another level and especially bring it to New York because it's still new. This is like Micah says, like it's still growing. We had a checklist of I mean 5 years ago of 200, then it's grew to
Right.
300, then to
Right.
400, and so it's still growing. But I'm telling you right now, behind is the DJs and Tyler Rouse and all those dudes.
Right.
They meet up with an international body. I'm telling you that now, and they're sitting there trying to make this a standard for the world.
Mm.
Meanwhile, New York is still sitting there dilly dallying. They don't want to accept it. You're going to get ran over.
Well, here's the thing though. With AAU, like AAU won't be dead. It's just like Mo said, it has to be revamped and tweaked up somewhat. But at the same time, you don't have to be quote unquote an AAU program.
Mm-hmm.
You know that. You don't have
Mm-hmm.
to be that program. But at the same time, you do have to have some kind of organization
Mm-hmm.
to line your kids up and put them out in front of a high school coach, a college coach out there in some type of circuit. You don't only have to be just an AAU program to be in, this tournament or that tournament. You just be a team, be a program.
Let me quick question. Quick question. What happens if basketball goes back to the Nike skill camp? Where that hurt. Now the AAU is not important anymore. So if I could go in the gym with standards, with the best trainers in the world, bring 20 of the best boys in the country into a gym, and I could
Right.
put them through hell, and I could point out from one to 20 who's the best kid. Why do I
Right.
need you?
Exactly.
And that's what I'm saying. People, if you keep thinking AAU is going to stay around, AAU is only around because, like I said, it's a money grab. But it's not. You can sell with this phone. You're not having AAU this year. There's a good chance you
No.
might not have it next year. But I can sit there and put 20 kids in the gym, and I can put them through hell, and I can sit there and rank them from 1 to 0. I mean 1 to 20, and tell you who's the best kid in the gym. And I can mail that to coaches, and coaches can sit there and make a real good decision on that.
Right. Right. Well, it's like you have all these kids, 2,000 kids in New York. Just use New York since we're talking about it. You have 2,000 kids in New York going to the Chicagos and North Carolinas and DMV areas just to get seen, quote unquote, seen. But if you could do that, we don't need to go to that point.
Exactly. You got to think about it. The only reason Micah cannot sit there and take the draft picks for the NBA and put them in the room and rank them from 1 to 20 and say this is how you should do it, because agents won't go for it. Agents are kind of like AAU coaching. So if I'm an agent, I'm not letting you put my kid through hell and then rank him 19. When I can lie and put him on the court and then he get ranked 2, you get that money, we move on. So you got to remember, a lot of this AAU thing is hiding. So and taking and this is the part that everybody keeps talking about, AAU. What is the order of how colleges pick kids? It's foreign kids, transfers, junior college, then high school. So high school is at the bottom. So you got to remember, they're getting more and more kids from international play. They're not going over there. They're seeing tape. They're seeing training. So again, we are so sitting here thinking that it ain't going to go nowhere. It's safe. It ain't going to. This virus is telling you right now that it may not be here this year or next year. The college coaches still got to live. They still got to pick a kid.
Yeah,
now,
that's true.
If I send you a nice video and tell you it's like you sent me a video. Okay, me and Peter just saw a video of a kid that the father told me he's great, and all I saw was her hitting corner jump shot, and that didn't tell me footwork. That didn't tell me defense. That didn't tell me handle. That didn't tell me passing. So training, actually, I could pull out all that. And your little video you show me, or your little basketball, me watching your team play one time, I really don't get everything, dude. Because you got to remember,
but hold on. Not to cut you off. Here's the other side with that. Just like you just gave that example of that parent. That parent doesn't have the knowledge of breaking down what he's thinking. My kid is hitting from the corner. This is what they want to see. Right,
yeah,
and that's all he thinks in his mind. That's all he thinks that a coach wants to see. The kid hitting from the corner.
But this is what AAU coaches are doing now. They're sitting there going, okay, sit in the corner, hit jump shot. Not saying that. I know the kid is not prepared. I know the kid can't handle. I know the kid don't have footwork. I know the kid don't. But I can sit there and lie to a coach, get the coach to school, and then what happens? We got the transfer portal full of kids over and over. Why?
Right.
Because kids are prepared. When you see kids transfer like that, you're sending unprepared kids to college. So college is saying, I'm not playing the kid, then they transfer.
Yeah, but at the same time, I look at, if you're sending a kid that, he got a great shot, but his footwork sucks, his personality sucks, his bench sucks, now you just burned your bridge with that coach. You can't send anybody else to that coach anymore.
Do you think these AAU organizations care?
No, that's true.
I mean, come on, man. I mean, it's
true. You think it's like you line that up, and you want people to be prepared as best as possible. I want to send this kid to that school because I think you fit that school. That's how I think. Now, I'm also an honest person to tell you, you're not going to D1. You're not going to D2. You'd be happy if you go D3, get your
Mhm.
education, have fun, move on.
I agree. I
That's
agree.
that's the best.
Here's my problem, and this is, I mean, I'm across the line in this. I know I am, but we have this thing called basketball gentrification. And you know how they did Harlem? All of a sudden, you see dog walkers, and you see rollerblades, and you see all this going on. We
Right.
also have that in basketball, but no one wants to speak on it, or I don't think no one is paying any attention. So you're seeing a lot of teams from the Midwest and South busting our ass, and
Right.
you're seeing a lot of uh, social economic. This, you're seeing a lot of people from trying to say it a nice way from the
Right.
suburbs getting scholarships over our kids from the hood. And why is that? It's because before you had kids and it was in the hood, they had games. But now because we're not teaching kids, the hood kids are now equal to the suburban kids. But the
Right.
suburban kids do things in their arsenal. They go into better schools, and they may be the same race as the coaches who are looking for kids. And
Right.
we don't, and so you're seeing a lot of, I'd rather have this type of kid. I'd rather have this guy with two parents. I'd rather have this type. And you're seeing it a lot. And that's why I say it's important that the hood start changing the way they get these kids to play, because this kid I'm talking about has gotten a scholarship because she can hit a jump shot. Our kids in the hood, that's very rare we could get a kid to hit that jump shot in the corner. Why? Maybe because coaches can't teach that. Maybe they need to bring me in. Maybe they need to hire a DJ. I don't know what they need to
Maybe.
do, but
Maybe. Yeah. But at the same time, you also our kids have a sense of like I know I'm from the project. I'm from the hood. I play better. I'm better than everybody. They already have that in their head. Like there's no way that kid from the suburbs or that kid from mid Ohio or that kid from mid Pennsylvania can beat me. I'm better than him. I'm from Marcy Projects. I'm from South Bronx or whatever. It's that's just how some of these kids think. We have to get
Mo,
into their head.
I got to jump in on that. Mo, you said people can't afford training. I'm affordable. I'm affordable. I'm learning the same thing. I'm learning the same. I got the same skill set as DJ Tyler Ralph. I'm affordable. I'm here. And I will
Good.
go to Exodus. I will go to Spencer Gym. I will go to New Heights. I will go in there. And I'm not sitting there going, yo, you gotta pay me. I cut a deal. I even if you say, yo, just do me a free, I'll do that. So don't say it's all cash. I'm telling you, I'm the kid that grew up in the Bronx, in the hood. So if you
So
said
bottom
let's do
line,
some
you're
hood stuff,
accessible. That's what you're saying.
I'm saying if you said let's do some hood stuff, let's go my restaurant's still in the hood. I still work in the hood. I get my hair cut in the hood. I'm still there all the time. Now you let me go to the hood and go back up to the suburbs and don't stop me. That's wrong. I'm
Well, you
never
know what?
saying
Hold on, rated PG. He just said one thing that is funny. How do they afford Jordans and Gucci belts and everything like that, but can't afford training to make themselves better?
And that's my partner Peter, and he always tells me that a kid will come in there and say, "I sit there and go $30 an hour for a workout." And he be like, "That's too much money." Meanwhile, then he takes off one pair of Jordans to put another pair on. Come
Right.
on, man.
That's $300 right there.
Come on. So if you don't think
Minimum.
about it, if you don't pay me to keep learning, how do I keep teaching?
True.
And again, it's for you. Like Spence, you're not going to Michigan. You don't know those guys. You know. So I'm sitting there going, you don't have to know those guys. I know them. I come back.
Right.
I give it to all of y'all.
You're you're
Why am I
you're
the
you're the
boogeyman?
vessel.
I'm the boogeyman. See,
Yeah.
we come
True.
up with some excuses. We don't got money. He's the boogeyman. He's going to steal kids. It all goes back to the same thing. Like, yo, you want to keep the charade going on.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you this. You and I. All right. We at 8:40. I gotta shut it down so I can be
Mm-hmm,
able to save it and we can have this for
mm-hmm,
later. But this is what
mm-hmm,
I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have you up again. This is part one because when fellas talk and we have good conversation, it's like damn,
mm-hmm,
there was like a bunch of other points that I would have loved to got to that I'm sure that people say I need to learn some more, especially about the training and for not only for their player but for their team and their program.
mm-hmm.
I'm gonna set up a second one for you and I. If that's okay with you, my man.
Dude, like I said, I'll talk basketball all day. Like I said, invite me. I'm here. I'm here.
Man,
So if you want to do this again, part one, part two, part three, I'm here
my
for it.
man. I appreciate you. Do me a favor. Give your email so people can be able to get in touch with you if some for some training.
Got you. Got you. Do it right now, then I'm out.
Go ahead, my man.
Yeah.
All right, folks. Thanks for checking in. Well, we're gonna hook up. There's his email, and we're gonna set everything up for another date, and we're gonna run and run and run. Don't forget, get your training together, get everything together. Bunk, I appreciate you, man. Thank you very much for the night. You and I are gonna talk very soon, okay? I
We will.
appreciate you,
Thank
bro.
you. No
All right,
problem, man.
peace.
Thank you. All right, bye.